In today's video, we reveal the best models on the market this year. We picked and reviewed each product for you and ranked them by price, quality, performance, and more. And you could see their prices and find out more information by using the links in the description down below. Now, let's get straight to the list.
Today, we will be taking a look at the best budget cameras for filmmaking you can buy. Number 5. Panasonic HCVX980EBK. This camcorder is second in line to Panasonic's flagship HCVXF990EBK model. It lacks a few capabilities of the top model, but it does share much of the same core specifications. It has the same 1 to 2.3-inch CMOS 18.91 megapixel sensor and 4K video modes. Unlike many camcorders, this one takes pretty good stills at up to 25.9 megapixels. The top video mode is Ultra HD, which is 3840 by 2160 at 25 fpm. There are multiple video modes, but for most users, 4K and Ultra HD will be your go-to settings. Some premium functions of the flagship model are missing in this one, like dolly zoom, but the super smooth slow motion remains. One disappointing aspect of this camcorder is the lack of XLR inputs. Instead, there is a mini jack input for an external microphone. The Panasonic app offers some very cool functions. Most impressive is the ability to run up to 3 smartphones as additional camera angles. You can even choose 2 of them to windowed into the main camera image. Number 4. Canon Pro Xa11. The Canon Pro Xa11 is a compact professional full HD camcorder. The Xa11 houses a sensor with wide dynamic range gamma and much improved low-light performance. It records video in 1080p Full HD to SDHC or SDXC memory cards, 2 card slots. You can record around 3 hours to a single 32GB flash card. The improved low-light performance is still evident even at a full 20 times zoom. Canon's dynamic super range optical image stabilization holds stable even when shooting freehand in poor conditions. Canon has worked hard to make this camera perform well in low light, and that is shown again in the improved instant AF focusing system. The Pro Xa11 features a 1 to 2.84-inch HD CMOS Pro imager, which provides a wide dynamic range. There are 2 built-in XLR inputs, meaning you can use professional external microphones to record audio. The 3-inch touchscreen is easy to get around. That's typical of Canon. In addition to the LCD screen, there is an OLED color digital viewfinder to preview your shot. There are a few things to consider with the Pro Xa11. There is no 4K video, but the performance in 1080p mode with the instant AF focusing system is incredible. The next thing to consider is that it offers little in the way of versatility that you get with a DSLR or mirrorless camera. If you get past those issues and you are sure all you need is high-quality video, you should take a look at this one. The XLR inputs with phantom power are an excellent touch. It shoots well even in low light, and the night vision mode gives you a new way to be creative. Number 3. Sony Alpha A6500. The Alpha A6500 is the flagship APS-C mirrorless camera from Sony. The A6500 arrived on the scene just 6 months after the release of the A6300, and it came with some impressive upgrades. One of the most significant upgrades was the addition of built-in image stabilization. It's the first Sony APS-C mirrorless camera to feature 5-axis built-in image stabilization. The reason this is so significant is that it takes the APS-C closer to Sony's premium Alpha 7 full-frame range. The Alpha A6500 comes with an APS-C CMOS 24.2 megapixel sensor. It takes fantastic images, but the main reason we love it is its super fast 4D autofocus. The 4D focus system has 425 phase detect AF points, and it tracks moving objects exceptionally well. This feature makes it perfect for shooting video. Sony has upgraded the buffer in comparison to the A6300, so it's now able to capture 307 full-size JPEGs or 107 RAW files. Images are captured at a speed of 11 frames per second burst rate, and a massive improvement of the A6300's 44 JPEG 22 RAW limit. The most visible improvement since the previous model is the addition of a touchscreen. It also maintains the same XGA OLED TrueFinder digital viewfinder with a 2.36 million dots resolution. The Alpha A6500 is one of the most feature-packed mirrorless cameras in its price range. It's not without its faults. The LCD screen isn't nearly as vibrant as you'd expect. When you consider the previous model didn't have a touchscreen, it's still an improvement. There are cheaper options, but the incredible autofocus makes this camera a winner for anyone who wants to get serious about video. Number 2. Fujifilm XT30. The XT30 is the little brother of the Fujifilm XT3, and it shares many of the same great qualities. The difference in image-video quality between the two cameras is marginal, but the XT30 comes in a much smaller body. The XT30 comes with a 26.1 megapixel X-Trans CMOS sensor and a high-speed autofocus system. The AF system has 4 times the phase detection pixels as the previous XT20 model. As we mentioned, the video quality of this camera is very close to the more expensive XT3. The downside is that you are limited to 10 minutes of 4K at 30 frames per second, shooting at a time. The upside is that even in 1080p mode, the video quality is incredibly detailed with reliable autofocus. The biggest negative with this camera is in its layout. The Q menu, quick menu of key settings, button has been moved to the XT30's thumb grip, making it easier to press accidentally. A couple of other controls, like the autofocus joystick, could have been better positioned too. We are gonna kick this off with something that is of the least importance. It looks incredible. We love the retro vibe of this camera. It makes you want to find more reasons to use it. There are absolutely no issues with the image-video quality. It's outstanding. The lack of any built-in image stabilization is a negative, but not a deal breaker. We can say the same about the somewhat awkward controls. It's irritating, but you quickly get used to it and it happens less. As far as the 10-minute limit on 4K video goes, it sounds worse than it is. For vloggers and content creators, the 1080p mode is perfect, and if you want 4K for a movie project, it's unlikely you'd be shooting more than 10 minutes continuously from any one angle anyway. Number 1. Panasonic G80. The Panasonic G80 is widely regarded as one of the best cameras you can buy for under $1,000. The G80 is the 7th evolution of this particular range, and it has gone from strength to strength. The G80 offers the same 16 megapixel photos and 4K video that made its predecessor, the G7, so popular. Your shot is previewed on a very precise and responsive 3-inch touchscreen. As a secondary option, there is also a 2.4 million dot electronic viewfinder. The most notable upgrade from the G7 is a 12 to 60 millimeter lens, a marked improvement on the previous 14 to 42 millimeter lens. The new lens is not the only premium upgrade that you will find on the Panasonic G80. The camera lens and body are both weather sealed, a feature that is usually reserved for more expensive cameras. Another key feature of the G80 is the sensor shift optical stabilization that comes with the more expensive GX80 model. When a stabilized lens is attached, The G80 will use sensor, shift, and in-lens systems together to manage unstable conditions better. This feature also helps with slow shutter speeds. The Panasonic G80 is a fantastic camera for any aspiring filmmaker. It ticks all of our boxes, and it has a few features that you wouldn't expect to see without spending more money. Panasonic has kept everything good about the G7 model and added just the right premium features that make the G80 our top pick. The negatives are that the photo quality should be better and it's closer to a typical DSLR size, but they're minor complaints. Video is our primary concern, so with that being so good, we can forgive it for not taking the best stills. As for the size, it's only an issue if you prioritize size and quality equally, but we don't. The fact that the entire camera is weather sealed, making it more robust for demanding users, is the icing on the cake.
You can check out the prices of all the products mentioned on this list in the description below. Thanks for watching today's video, and make sure you hit the subscribe button for more content like this.